Northern Highlands Highlander.
I am a softball player.
This spring, this year, it was supposed to be my year.
My year to attend prom, formal, graduation parties, field trips, school competitions, athletic competitions.
But something happened.
And that has all been put on hold.
My time with my friends,
my coaches, my teammates, and my competition will have to wait.
We practiced for 1 week, then we had to begin social distancing to protect ourselves and those around us.
Our days of practicing as a team have halted.
But we are still preparing for the day when we are all together again.
While our season has been put on hold,
there's an awful lot going on out there that hasn't been.
So, as a team, we want to say thank you to all of those who are fighting this fight.
Those who are on the front lines facing COVID-19 head on.
Thank you, doctors. Thank you, nurses.
Thank you, EMTs.
Thank you, all healthcare workers.
Thank you, scientists.
Thank you, essential workers.
Thank you, government workers.
Thank you, mailmen.
Thank you to those delivering packages and groceries.
Thank you, teachers, for virtual learning.
Thank you, parents, for wearing many hats.
Thank you to those who are able to donate.
Thank you to our family and friends who have been there for us.
We recognize the efforts and the sacrifices being made by all.
Stay safe, stay healthy, stay home.
It's the NHTV Morning Show with your hosts Olivia Ross and Dan Tolkowitz, Brooke Boyer and Jacob Makovsky, Griffin Healy, Tom Finan, and Ty Pennington with sports, Sebas Leal and Daniela Suarez with the 5-day forecast.
Good morning, Highlands. Today's Friday, May 22nd. I'm Jacob Makovsky.
I'm Brooke Boyer.
I'm Dan Tolkowitz.
And I'm Olivia Ross. Welcome to Week 9 of the Northern Highlands Morning Show.
Memorial Day weekend is right around the corner, so here's our updates to have you prepared for the holiday.
Stay safe and continue to practice social distancing while you head to the beach or wherever you go to spend your holiday weekend.
Thanks, Dan. The Department of Health and Human Services on Tuesday announced that it has signed a $354 million 4-year contract with a Virginia-based company to expand pharmaceutical manufacturing in the United States amid the coronavirus pandemic. HHS said the contract is with Flow Corporation of Richmond and will provide immediate U.S.-based capacity to produce active pharmaceutical ingredients and chemical compounds for ingredients to make critical medicines to help alleviate or prevent drug shortages during the COVID-19 crisis. The drug ingredients are expected to be manufactured at facilities in the U.S., including a new facility that will be built in Virginia. Brooke?
Thanks, Olivia. Glad to hear that medications are on the move, but what are medications with no tests? But don't worry, Walmart says that they are here to help. The U.S. corporation has teamed up to defeat coronavirus by providing drive-up coronavirus testing to bolster the state's screening levels. New Jersey citizens will be able to take a self-administered test. However, you must remember to book an appointment in order to receive your test. You can find these tests in the following towns where Walmart is located: Garfield, North Bergen, Kearney, Flemington, Burlington, Howell, and Mount Laurel. However, testing is only available for adults who meet the CDC and state and local guidelines on who should be tested, including first responders, healthcare providers, and others with symptoms of the COVID-19, and those in high-risk groups without any symptoms. Walmart's testing begins this Friday.
Here's some news for all of you heading to the shore for the summer opening weekend. Beaches and boardwalks on the Jersey Shore and lakes in New Jersey will be open, but with restrictions to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Beaches and lakefronts will have a limit on the amount of people, so we can social distance properly. The opening goes into effect May 22nd, which is the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. The Jersey Shore, after all, is where all memories are made. Governor Murphy said for the boardwalk, all games and rides will be closed, but restaurants will remain open for takeout. For beach, swimming will be allowed, but lifeguards will be more spread out and bathrooms will be open. Masks will not be required, but are suggested to wear when possible. Times are rough right now, but it's important we're getting through it together.
In Highlands news, these days a lot of people are looking for ways to help out in any way that they can, including students from our own school. After being inspired by their father, who is a nephrologist working to treat COVID-19 patients, Simran and Serena Dupar have been seeking out letter donations from students and parents for their elderly letter drive. The sisters had been volunteering at the Promenade at Chestnut Ridge Senior Living Facility, but were unable to continue because of the coronavirus restrictions, so they decided to lend a hand from home. The card should be handwritten with a large printed message, without dates or religious references, in unstamped, unsealed envelopes, and they should be kind and creative. Letters can be dropped off through 4 p.m. on Friday at the western entrance near the main office of Northern Highlands. After that, the sisters will ship the cards off to Love for the Elderly, where they'll be redistributed. Their goal is 500 cards. Be sure to write one and drop it off when you have a chance.
In more news of Hero Highlanders this week, juniors Rebecca Skyer and Isabella Toriani are selling t-shirts for $15 each to raise support for the brave volunteer emergency medical workers that have been on the front lines throughout this whole crisis. All of the profits will go equally between the 3 ambulance corps of Hohokus, Allendale, and Upper Saddle River. If you do not want a t-shirt, they will still be taking donations, and the Venmo to donate is Rebecca Skyer and the PayPal is RebeccaS1000@gmail.com. They want to thank everyone for your support and give a big thank you to all the EMS workers.
In case you haven't noticed, this entire week, your teachers have been acting a bit crazy. They've been dressing strange and sending wacky photos for a great reason and a great cause. The Relay for Life lived on this week in spite of lockdown, and here is a look at some of the best images of the week. Relay for Life is an annual memorial and awareness event for cancer victims, survivors, and their families.
As a senior, I can say from experience that this entire lockdown situation stinks for the class of 2020. There are a lot of things we had hoped to do in finishing out our time at Northern Highlands that just won't happen. However, some people out there are trying to make us feel special and give us the best send-off they can under these circumstances. Teachers, administrators, and just plain well-wishers went around the seniors' homes this week to hand-deliver caps and gowns, give out lawn signs, and take photos with the families. Here's a look. With all that's going on, we all appreciate the simple kindness and efforts of those who made the deliveries this week. You may never know how much this means to us. It's time now for sports with Ty, Tom, and Griffin. Guys?
Thanks, Dan. In big news on Wednesday, the NCAA decided to approve on-campus summer workouts for the football and basketball programs starting June 1st. This will allow athletes to live on campus for the summer and train voluntarily over the summer with their sports program. The NCAA has left decisions up to conferences and individual schools on whether they are willing to go through with their sports season. California schools have already elected to stay with online schooling and not bring students back to their campuses in the fall, which raises the questions about Pac-12, which is primarily made up of California-based teams, and how the conference dynamic will work without these schools if they choose to shut down their athletic programs too. Football comes as a big moneymaker to most schools, so it's highly unlikely that there won't be any college football this fall. Now, over to Tom.
Thanks, Ty. In the football world, some unfortunate news this week as DeAndre Baker, New York Giants defensive back, and Quinton Dunbar, Washington Redskins defensive back, were arrested for a whopping 8 counts of robbery between the two of them. Both, however, reached bail and are now fighting for their reputations, as Baker's lawyer says that his client was playing Madden while the robbery occurred. Speaking of football, if the NFL season is able to happen, several teams will be sporting a new look. Andrew Foster has the update.
This truly is an NFL season of change. Not only are we going to see many NFL staples not playing in their original teams, but also many new uniforms. So far, 6 teams have released the new uniforms that they'll be wearing for the upcoming season, being the Patriots, the Browns, the Bucks, the Falcons, the Chargers, and the Rams. So far, the reviews have been very mixed about many, except for the Chargers. It is agreed upon around the league that the Chargers' new uniforms are by far the best, but we won't really be able to tell until we see these new unis in action.
And now to Griffin with more.
Thanks, Tom. That roar you heard this past Sunday was not a crowd celebrating victory, but it might have been a return to stock car racing. Here's Will Germani with more.
Nascar returned on Sunday, May 17th at Darlington Raceway. There were no fans allowed in attendance, just the racers and their pit crew. Kevin Harvick won the race and reached his 50th career win. Harvick said how it was dead silent and they miss all the fans. Everyone admitted inside the track had their temperatures checked and had a mandatory face mask on. Even though these stands were empty, there were over 900 people in attendance on the racetrack. None of these people reported any symptoms at all. For NHTV, I'm Will Germani.
Thanks, Will. The NBA and the G League have recently announced a new program that allows top high school prospects to not attend college and head straight to the NBA. The news broke when Jalen Green, a 5-star All-American prospect, decided to be the first player to go down the new G League path. After this, only 2 highly recruited players have joined in. Now, with college football making progress on the field, some teams are making even more progress off the field. Ever since the hiring of Greg Schiano, Rutgers has finally solved their biggest recruiting problem and are keeping NJ talent in state. Key players from the class of 2021, such as Kashawn Griffin from Hamilton, Desmond Igbinosun from Union, and Kyrie Banton from Newark, are some of the reasons why the Scarlet Knights jumped from the 13th best recruiting class of 2020 to the 7th best of 2021 in the conference. Now, let's head to Daniela and Sebas with the weather. Guys?
Thanks, Griffin. It's a big holiday weekend, but you might want to stay home today and tomorrow. Both days it's going to be warm but rainy. Friday having a high of 73 and a low of 60, and Saturday being just a bit cooler with a high of 66 and a low of 51. For Sunday, expect partly cloudy skies with a high of 69 and a low of 48. That's all for me. Now over to Sebas for the rest of the holiday week forecast. Sebas.
Thanks, Daniela. On Memorial Day, Monday, it'll be partly sunny with a high of 69, a low of 51. It'll warm up a bit on Tuesday with a high of 76, a low of 59. And for Tuesday, you can expect it to be mainly sunny with a few clouds sprinkled in. Wednesday will be cloudy with a high of 78, a low of 59. And lastly, Thursday will also be cloudy with a high of 78, a low of 61. Make sure that if you're going outside that you social distance and take safety precautions. That's all for us with the weather. Back to you, Olivia.
Thanks, Sebas. And finally today, so many people have stepped up during these times to make our education still possible. We, of course, want to thank all of our friends in the tech department for being superstars, but for some, it's our teachers who have really carried the ball for us. It's their efforts that inspired senior Nikhil Kalara, our resident rap star, to write his latest.
I made a quick rap for y'all teachers. We appreciate you so much for this hard time during Corona. You're giving us education through virtual classes, and we appreciate you. All right. Starting off, shout out to the Highland staff, virtual classes. That's the way that school is matching with the red fashion. Math class taught my Misha shake, yeah. While you at my favorite teacher, Tony LaRocca, you taught me Java, made me most smarter. I'm so thankful for you, having you as my teacher. History class, Mr. Cuisine, just had a dream, now I'm watching TV. Highland TV, Mr. Nadell, thank you for your help. I know you got me too, Mr. Walsh, cause you always ballin' like John Wall, yeah. Thank you, Miss Albano, for teaching me the motto. That's why I'm rocking with the Yeezys, Mr. Myzies. Appreciate the Highlands team, yeah. All you teachers putting in the work to teach us, inspiring us to be something greater. can't thank you enough. This rap represents Highlands, a little token to show you how much you're worth once again. Very grateful and thankful for all your hard work. Thank you so much to the whole staff, to all the teachers, Mr. Cope, Mr. Chino. Thank you for your help during this hard time, for giving us an education. And this is just a token of my appreciation. And not just me, it's the students pretty much who appreciate you. So it's just a word for them too. Thank you. We appreciate it. And I know it sucks, but you guys are still there for us. We're still learning things, so I appreciate that. Just wanted to get my word out. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikhil. And I'll speak for all of us. Thank you, teachers. You have really been amazing. That's our show for today. Thanks so much for watching.
Here's an important programming note. Next week, we hand the show over to Northern Highlands film students as they present the Studio 225, A Year in Moving Pictures Festival.
The show will feature the best work from film students created all year. Tune in next Friday for a series of films that showcase the creativity and skill of our fellow Highlanders behind the camera.
You probably won't cry, but you will laugh and be inspired by the works coming from the digital film class, the film studies class, and from random student submissions all made throughout this year.
2 weeks after that, we will share with you the NHTV Year in Bloopers, an entire show dedicated to mishaps, mess-ups, and just plain hilarious bloopers by all of us here on the show. We will be back with more news on June 5th. Until then,
have a great holiday weekend, Highlands.